Hi guys, Centurion here, and today we're going to be deep diving into the story of the Yellow King. First, before we get into it, you can now be a member of my channel if you really want to and you're willing to do so. Obviously, just click the blue join button below. However, do not do it if you can't. I'm not going to pressure it, but anyway, it's there if you want to. But anyway, let's get to the video. We first meet the Yellow King in 2018, when obviously Bohemia released what is known as Dayz Every Day is a New Story cinematic trailer. This is also known as what we call the Hannah's Law or Hannah's Story, in which we meet the character, obviously Hannah, that is what we call her anyway, who obviously meets the Yellow Kings who robbed her and shot her and just left her to die. However, obviously getting her revenge. However, we do not know what actually happens to the guys who in the motorbike helmets, one of them being yellow, which we associate with the Yellow King. We don't know if he survived or what, but we do know post this trailer, we don't see him wearing the bike helmet up till what we know as the Dayz 1.16 update, or the 1.17, depending on which one is right, obviously. So, let me give you a quick rundown and I'll show you what it is after we meet the Yellow King.
В ящике заяц, в зайце утка, в утке яйцо.
В яйце моя смерть.
Skipping ahead of time by 1 year to the 1.09 update trailer, we meet a new character who we believe is the Yellow King, but obviously post-trauma from what Hannah did. Now, he meets these fellows here, which one of them without their motorbike helmet obviously aims at the character, in which he kills them. Now, knowing this, it'll be very rare for this individual of such skill to be obviously just any normal survivor, unless you're the son of John Wick. However, this obviously infers to us that this man is of some stature. He's obviously known for his candid weapon skills and so on, which gives us the good impression that he is obviously the Yellow King, the notorious bandit slash survivor that you'll see around on different trailers. Now, skipping ahead even just about a year or so to 1.13, where we have the income of M16s, 60 round magazines, which are the cool ones and unstandardized coupled ones, and so on. We do meet him again at the very end of this trailer, which is 2 minutes long. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly skip to that and I'm going to explain what happened.
Hitting the wall, bare hands, hard to break through. And missing a tool, but there's nothing else you can do. Looking for a way how to still stay sane. Coward under fake name.
Although there is no direct links to obviously him being the Yellow King from what we can tell at the moment, and unfortunately what we can tell in the future. However, post 117 and obviously 114 where he shows up a few times, but we don't exactly see him in 117, 16, 15 or even 18, which is the current one. So from what we can tell, either he's dead or is the Yellow King. So, in 114 he makes numerous appearances, and I'll show you now.
I know you're there. I know you can hear me. My story is ending, but yours must continue. Uncivilization has beaten me and bled. You know the rest. Today, the forecast has changed for a small hope of salvation. I finally rest, and we watch the sunrise on a grateful universe. The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Throughout the 114 trailer, we meet our character a total of 4 times, him finding the radio and obviously going in to finding the new FAMAS rifle, as well as literally hearing someone scream and watching the gas land on top of the camo building. However, the real question is where it comes from there. Well, skipping ahead to 117, we find out the Yellow King, our friend from the start, is still alive.
The future that you didn't see. Hey, you never let me down. You never let me down. You never let me down.
Now, if you're an absolute sado like me and have too much time on their hands, you'll find out that if you look deeper into this trailer, you'll recognise the main character, the protagonist in this one, the hunter, who unfortunately is the person who met what we assume the Yellow King in 1.09, and let me show you on the screen. And now the question arises, was this the Yellow King who appeared at the end? Was this a targeted kill? Was the person obviously wanted to be killed by the character that we see in 1.09 all the way to 1.14? I personally don't know. However, I think it is indeed the Yellow King who is the main character and would put on the helmet and obviously get in his gear when the time arises and he has to take action, and the action isn't forced upon him. So, now, we move on to 1.18, in which we now see the Yellow King and his group, or if he is in this, or it's just his group and he's obviously the leader of it, taking on a raid at a base in God knows where.
Peggy 18.
Now, as you see in the trailer, it is one hell of a masterpiece, and obviously that's just coming from me. Now, I think most of the community would agree, it is one hell of a, it's one hell of a fucking show. Anyway, if you analyse this game, obviously, this much further, you'll see that some of the clothing they wear is what we see in a previous trailer, in which we obviously saw the PP-19 Bison come into the game. And obviously, what you see in far more previous is the guy who comes out of a shed at the side of a pub building with a pistol drawn, a golden deagle, to be exact. So, you wonder where I'm going with this one, but I think that these people you see in the trailers are connected. The Yellow King and the other fella in the bomber jacket and the golden deagle are the previous people you see in the start of the trailer, in which we introduce Hannah's Law into the situation. As well, in 114, when the person says the death is in the egg, that could be Hannah because she had the backpack and obviously a similar voice to the very first trailer we see. However, we cannot exactly confirm it at the time because obviously the person had a gas mask on, and well, we don't even know what may happen next. We don't know if Hannah's going to be revealed in 119, we don't know if there's going to be anything to do with the Yellow King in the future, or if the person that we see as the Yellow King, who's in the suit, is even going to actually show, and if the guy in the bomber jacket is actually who we think he is and is the ally of the Yellow King. So at the time being, it's all theory, but I'm going to tell you my theory. My theory is that the Yellow King is obviously a bandit and, a faction leader, and that the guys who are with him are a bandit faction. I think he is going to be the major part. He's the bunkers that you see in Livonia that has a marking of Yellow King, and obviously the fact that you can get his helmet in Livonia shows that he is obviously from the Livonia side of Dayz, and obviously he is one of the notorious faction bandits of that area. Now, I'm not one to speculate about bunkers, so I'm just going to leave it to that one, but yeah, that's what I see as at the current time.